welcome to Ask the Accountant podcast, or Pitstop Podcasts, as we are in FAB, which is Festival of Accounting and Bookkeeping 2024. And we have a guest of epic proportions. In my eyes, we've got one of the disruptors of the accounting industry here in the flesh. Do you want to explain who you are, why people should even know of you? What is it? Talk to us.
Yeah, I'm Andy Wainwright, Managing Director of Wainwright's Accountants. Also the founder of Client Engager Software. That could be the reason.
Yeah, that's it. And like we're talking about disruption, we're talking about, that seems to be one of the big parts of today. Like, we're in Festival of Accounting and Bookkeeping. Apron's just launched their new capture software. People are talking about like changing guard that they've never changed before. They've been with Dex for X amount of time, all this and ever. It's safe to say that people are looking at different alternatives for practice management now. Do you know what it is that people are, what's their pain points? Why are they suddenly a little bit frustrated? And what are you bringing to the table that can solve that?
Yeah, I think what we're bringing is a modern piece of software, that looks modern, feels modern, cloud-based, most importantly.
Yeah.
And there is a lot of exciting products coming to the market. You mentioned Apron then, really excited about Apron. Xenon Connect, really excited about them.
I like that, yeah.
Client Window for WhatsApp messaging, super excited for them as well. So I don't think I've missed anyone there, but they were the key people I really wanted to see. Again, more of a startup type businesses, they're emerging into the market now. Whether or not certain products are stalling, or definitely price points, 100%. There's a lot of price point there. And having a product that you can scale, most importantly, if you have a per client option, possibly per user option, it doesn't scale well, particularly on per client basis. Anything over 50 clients, which could be considered small, it just doesn't work for me. Yeah,
and I think one of the things that you guys do well, and those ones you've just spoken to have kind of feel the same trope, right? What you're doing differently in this whole disruption element, it seems to me like, originally, if I wanted to come to a place like this and I was looking at software, I'd be very much, this software would work for me if I'm prepared to make these changes, or if I'm prepared to change the way maybe I do something in my practice to X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
What I love about you guys and the ones we've just mentioned is that you're giving us the tool, but you're not restricting us on we must do it X, Y, Z, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I feel that's really refreshing. And hopefully, if anything we get out of this, more people come from that. And who's the idea behind that? Was that your idea, or?
In terms of making the product more adaptable?
Yeah.
I don't think it was, to be honest with you. I think the development team behind it have probably thought beyond what I was requesting, because this was originally built
for your
more
practice,
or less from a
right?
frustration of what was out there. We were definitely behind the curve, 100%, and it's taken us till now to catch up. I think it was built with the intention that it could be adapted to other firms, because we always had a commercial mind with the product in mind.
Yeah.
So unknowingly, it's been built with ways to tweak it to your firm, and that's the feedback that we've really had, which is amazing.
And I think that's the strength of it, right? And the strength of all those disrupting products out there. Like, we're not told for it to work, we've got to go down this path. It's okay, you might work like this or you might work like this. Well, we've got software that can adapt for that, and I love it. Okay, so we've got more to talk about in terms of client engagement, and we will come back to it. But let's go through some of these questions. So, what was your first impression of Fab? Like, it's a different event, right?
Yeah, superb. There's a nice feel to it, not over big, not overpowering. Reminds me a little bit of Accountex North.
Yeah, agreed.
A better version, in my opinion. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I think it's maybe the way you can meander. It's less square. It's probably about a quarter of the size bigger, in my feeling.
Yeah.
And I think all the vendors having similar sized stations again helps, gives everyone an equal opportunity, I think, as well.
I love it. Yeah, and I think one of the things I've noticed in some of the events we go to, we'll go there and you'll walk around and you'll know maybe 80 to 90% of the people.
Yeah.
Here, I am seeing people new each and every time I turn. It's amazing, right?
Yeah.
It's just opening those eyes to people that are there.
Yeah.
So what are you most looking forward to at this event? What was your key driver to get yourself down here?
Was to see the vendors that I'd like to work with, ultimately. And I want to see them face to face. Because actually, when you come to see them face to face, they're different sizes, and in reality, when you see them on a Teams meeting, some are taller, some are a little bit smaller, some are a little bit bigger, possibly.
Yeah.
But really, was to have that touch point and air the things that we're looking for as well, just to reinforce it. I just think face-to-face definitely works much better.
100%. And especially for you, like you've got two different hats to wear, right? You've got your practice that you obviously want to be looking for the best in product for whatever it is, or find a pain point or whatever it's going to be. But also for you, all these decisions you got to make of who does client engagement work with, who's it going to be with there. This is where those decisions normally get made. It's an event like this, isn't it? Because nothing beats that face-to-face, does it?
No, not at all. I mean, I was really super excited. And I think the tipping point for me to actually come to the event was Apron being here. I'm just so excited about that product, of what it could bring. And yeah, you're saying there's disruptors here, and there definitely is, isn't there?
Yeah. And, you know, one of the things we were talking about last night is there any way Client Engager and Apron can come together? Like, they're the sort of opportunities you have from something like this, right? And like, if it's over beer or whatever it has to be, like that benefits the whole of the industry. And it's conversations that happen at events like this, right?
Definitely. Because if they're the products that, I mean, we're a reasonably sized firm, you know, we're dealing in client volume as opposed to, you know, extortion of monthly pricing or whatever your option might be.
Yeah.
You know, basically seeing those here, yeah, definitely. Totally agree.
So you're a man with many hats to wear on an event like this, right?
Yeah.
Not a lot of people come here with as many hats as you do. So how do you take away key action points from this? What's your top tip for going, you know what, I'm coming to this event. You've already said you've got these criteria you want to try and fix and maybe these pain points you're looking to sort out. But how do you make sure you walk away from this and know that you're going to get the most out of it? What's your top tips?
Top tips would definitely to be follow-up. Had the benefit of this event actually of having Ash, who's just recently joined us, and introducing him to some of these vendors. Yeah. So they're not always touch pointing with me. I'm trying to take myself away from that, if that makes sense.
Exactly. Well, definitely.
You know, I'm running a practice at the same time. You know, I'm looking at those different hats of what can improve, make it more efficient. You know, overall, that will add value to Client Engager exponentially.
Yeah. So your advice is go get an Ash.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, jump an Ash, right. Okay, let me note that one down.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So what do you think of the UK accounting event space at the moment? What's your current opinion of it? So we've got a lot going on. There's, you know, can we do more? Is there more events needed? Is there less events needed, or different regions? What would you say?
There is a lot of events, isn't there? You know, and it's taking that time out of the office to come. You know, I know you should do that, you know, to, you know, broaden your horizons.
We only have so much time, right?
Exactly. And it seems to be coming thick and fast. For me, you know, I'm a northerner. So, you know, the touch points up north is obviously a lot easier.
Yeah.
So, but I think there's a place for them all, isn't there? I mean, only time will tell, won't it, over the course of time. But again, this looks a great venue, you know, and a great event. So, really surprised. Not visited it before. So, yeah, you've done well.
It seems to work, right? It seems to work for what we need. Okay, let's talk about what you love the most about this industry. What is that? Why were you becoming an accountant first? What drives you? What's that? What's that fire in the belly?
One of my favourite bits is we don't niche.
So
what I get really excited about is seeing different businesses, how different businesses work, different margins they can potentially make. Just the whole aspect of getting to know different industries. I mean, I suppose being an accountant, you know, people would always say there's always a job out there because you can work in any industry, whether it's management accountant, reporting accountant, whatever it may be. So I think it's the variation of the different industries that we work with. And you get an insight as well. It's really interesting.
And I think that works well from what I know of you. Like, you're a sponge, right? You will just grab that. So if someone tells you X, Y, Z, you're going to remember that and you'll bring it back up.
Yeah.
And I feel like for someone like yourself, that's the joy of it, right? Like, grabbing that extra sponge, grabbing that extra bit of information. And let's be honest, like, that's what we enjoy doing, isn't it? And it's that feeling that we've had, it may be a small, but we've had that opportunity to help that business grow, right?
Yeah, 100%. I suppose with new technologies coming out as well now, you know, and the demands that will be coming with MTD eventually when it, you know, does kick in, which it's going to.
Yeah.
You know, we're adding value to that business and making that more efficient and having data live, you know, so they can make decisions, you know, and we can, if we've dealt with one particular industry, we can almost adapt that to a new client who's in a similar industry without there being a crossover or conflict of interest. It's adding value all the time.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what you love about the industry. What would you change about the industry?
I suppose there's the constant changing of softwares would be the big bugbear in, you know, in our practice. You know, I'm always coming up with different ideas. We tend to steady it out, to be honest with you, over the last 4 or 5 years as things have settled down and we find our feet because we know that upsets clients. in particular.
Yeah.
I suppose that possibly would be the biggest frustration. Yeah.
I suppose your issue now is because of client engage, you're being put forward this fantastic software, that fantastic software. It's just like you're always going to have that shiny syndrome, aren't you? And you've got to be disciplined, haven't you?
Yeah. I think you've also got to be out there and know what's about as well. It's really important. I subscribe to Ask the Accountant. Adds loads of value to me. I mean, I might not watch it all. Half eight's a bit early for me, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Maybe start at half time. But when I do watch it back and the snippets that you do get, it always adds value, and it's got other people's input as well.
Love it. Okay, so we're going to be interested in this one for you. So what is the item on top of your tech stack? So what is that piece of item or app, or what's that one new thing in the last 24 months or so that you've gone, that has changed the game for me? That has completely and utterly changed the way I help clients or help your staff, or talk to me.
Yeah, I think possibly Zama integration definitely changed the way we deal with our money laundering risk assessment.
Yeah.
It's made it a lot neater.
Yeah.
So that's definitely up there. As I said, we've just come across Xenon. Really excited about that, but improving the quality of the data.
Yeah.
We'll look at using the products to reprice as well, and look where there is scope creep with a tangible product to look at to verify that. QuickBooks, obviously, integral part of our business.
Yeah.
And we keep ahead. We go to the same dues, to get insight to what's coming.
Yeah.
Really excited what's happening there on that front as well.
Oh, there's so much we want to talk about, isn't there?
Yeah.
So much. Okay, how do you feel AI is going to impact you? So if you could look a year down the line, where are you seeing AI being impactful for you in your business?
Yeah, good one. I think it's in its early stages now. I personally feel like there's a bit of a hype over it and it's a buzzword.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to it when it can start taking maybe your tone that you write emails in, so it starts AI learning in that.
Yeah.
It's consistent. I just feel at the moment it's a little bit robotic in terms of the response.
You can tell, can't you?
And there's probably too much time spent actually reviewing that and editing it. So I think that's where I'm really excited where AI will come in, and potentially again with other softwares, maybe setting auto rules up for you, other insights that might do, taking the pressure off and alleviating time so you can concentrate on advisory or added value to the clients.
Which is the bit you've already said, it's a bit you enjoy, right?
Yeah, it's nothing to be worried about. I think it's going to enhance the product if nothing else.
And you've got to imagine it's what your team enjoys as well. If you can enhance them to have more time to advise clients, they're going to be happier overall, isn't it? So
yeah, 100%.
We're not looking, we've got to keep banging this drum. We're not looking at people losing jobs. We're looking at enhancing their jobs and making their jobs more enjoyable, right?
Yeah. I mean, we've looked at Todd, tax on demand, really like the interface that at the stage they're at now. Typing in a tax query that you might have that you might be unsure about, getting an answer, validating it, they can only add value. It enhances us as accountants, 100%.
I love that. All right, so we've got that camera. This is your opportunity now to plug some more. So obviously, people want to know about Client Engager. What should they be excited about? Look, plug away, go for it.
I think the exciting part about it is it's completely scalable. We've entered the market from a frustration of an accounting firm with a sizable number of clients, and putting in the places that you can really add value to your business. I mean, my background, I've worked in designer clothing for a long period of time, so I love a premium product, and I've worked in the motor industry whilst I was on my placement doing my degree. So I know about automation, just in time, making sure that we're consistent, because you've got to get out
quality control,
quality products.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm really excited about with Client Engager and the partnerships that we're making. They're going to be more important. So I was thinking today, basically, I would see us maybe like a department store. That we're not going to do everything, but we're going to tap into the best resources at what those other products do. And that's what I'm trying to find being here today. And obviously, with you guys.
I love it. And I genuinely believe there's a reason there's so much buzz around Client Engager, and it is because you're connecting the dots for people. You're doing the hard work for them. You're doing Zama's an amazing product that not enough people know about, but you came along with a shiny button. It was like, if I don't use that shiny button, what am I missing out on?
100%.
We use the shiny button. Suddenly, like you've already said, we've changed the way we do our AML process going forward. Talk to me a little bit more about it, because there is a lot of excitement about fees and time management and all that coming. So is that born out of your practice? Are you the one shouting for it? Is this more the community?
No, it's the community. First and foremost, and then it brings it to the forefront of your attention. So, yeah, we brought Sash in, and he's helped develop these ideas and implement them much better than I could ever have done. 100%. You know, I'm more like doing the Andy check. Is it easy to use?
Yeah.
Is it visually nice to look
Yeah,
at?
yeah.
And socials side of it. I mean, this year we're looking to build in onboarding and make that 100% streamlined, because you know the frustration of when you've got X number of at certain different stages, that needs to be lean so you can service the clients that you actually have got, you know, and deliver there.
Because nothing hampers the growth, does it, unless you can actually onboard a client easily, right?
Completely. And, you know, we're trying to make that seamless as possible. So, yeah, you know, we're making all these different connections, getting different ideas from the community, from the alternative vendors. I think if we can try and pull all those together and we can all work together, I think there's some exciting times later on this year.
It's definitely exciting times. So excited. Andy, it's been an absolute honour to finally have you on here.
Yeah.
We'll have to do this again sometime. We're going to have to make you a cool friend, get yourself a little Top Trumps card and go down all there. So one last time, just tell anyone where they can find you and everything else and all that sort of stuff. Where is Client Engager? Like,
I mean, check us out on LinkedIn. You can go to my identity, which is Andy Wainwright. You'll see Client Engager there. Have a look at the product, maybe sign up to it. You know,
the Facebook group's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, Facebook group's like over 1,000 members now. Every Wednesday, Johann commits to that. Super great ideas get inputted, which I implement in my own practice, which I didn't think were available. And it's that flexibility of the product again.
Yeah.
People sharing those ideas. So, yeah.
You're building a community.
Reach out to us,
Yeah, it's a community, isn't it? So
100%.
We're loving it. Brilliant.
Yeah.
And that's it. That is Ask the Accountant, Pitstop Podcast, FAB 2024, with a legend that is Andy. So thanks, Andy. Thank you very much for coming on.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Bye.